welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and today is a slightly different video. I thought I would have a go at doing 25 in 25, which comes from Kate's Colouring Haven. She started this kind of video. Last year I did Books to Touch. If I'm really honest, I did not do too well with it. When I'm looking at my list, I did how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of my 10 books that I had to touch last year. And I think it has made me think quite carefully today about what books I select for this particular selection for the year. I think I kind of picked books last year that I was struggling to work in, and so as a result I mainly avoided those books last year. And I've kind of although I have picked a good chunk of books that I haven't worked in, they're just books that have been more forgotten about rather than I was struggling to work in them. So there are still some books in my collection that I want to work in that are difficult. There are undoubtedly some books in my collection that I may never work in because they're beautiful on their own and I love them just from a collection, which leads me to this. I have been colouring, I think, pretty much since the beginning of 2021 really, and it has been a growing collection since then, and it is a collection, but I've never really kind of had a proper audit or think about where I am with it, or I've chucked a few books out on a couple of unhauls, and undoubtedly there will be more of those in the future, but again I'm still going to buy books. But I thought actually I kind of would like to know exactly where I'm up to in terms of what I own, how many I own, how many of these have I actually coloured in, how many are lost in the bookcase and haven't been touched since they arrived. So I have started a new journal for the new year. This is an Archer and Olive one, in case you're interested. I thought I would like some thicker paper. So I have started with, and this has taken me all weekend, as you might imagine, as we get through it. No judgment please, it's my collection, I'm very happy with it. It might not be for you, but that's on you. I love my books. I don't regret what I'm about to show you, but I am going to show you. So as you can see, I've started laying out my collection, all the books and who they're by. Green ticks, I've coloured in them, the amount that I've coloured in them, and if I've got a whip. What did surprise me is I quite often say, oh, I don't really do whips, I don't leave them very often. But actually I've got more whips than I thought I had just on this one page. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whips. That's more than I normally would like. A whip in Maria Troll, which I do find quite bizarre. A whip in Midnight Masquerade, and so on. We won't go through them all the list because we'll be here all day. I could do a video just on this, but I won't. But as you can see, my list goes on and on and on.
You don't have any items about goes.
I don't know why my watch is getting involved, putting in again and on. And this is my final figures. So I have currently 431 books, and that is with a pile that I've fished out, that I've decided are not staying in the collection. There'll be a video coming forward at one point for one of those, and I've coloured in 211 of them. So I was kind of I was quite pleased really that I've done that many, especially when, like, you know, quite a lot of them are 3s, 4s, 9s, there's a few 10s. There are quite a lot of coloured pages in my books, and yes, there's 220 that I haven't coloured in, but, well, I'm kind of okay with it. But I have kind of used this list to kind of help me pick books that I can see have got a bit lost in the shelves, and that leads me to the next little pile of books that I'm gonna go through. Okay, so I just lost the video then for a bit, so it froze a bit for you, sorry. Yeah, don't quite know what was going on there, but I managed to get the video back to play again. So first thing I've managed to noticed, particularly out of my journal, is that I have bought quite a few of these kind of Japanese, Korean, Chinese postcard books, but because of where I store them, they go in a little shelf that's at the top of my desk over there on the left, not rather than in the main bookcase. I do kind of totally forget about these little books, and I have some really beautiful ones. So I think I have a Tacky one, which looks to me like it's fairy tales of some description. So they are, you get a coloured version, which you don't normally see Tacky's coloured version, and then you get a little, I'd say they were A6, this little size of these little postcards, because obviously it's postcard, it's a little bit harder to flip, but they're really beautiful. The coloured versions particularly, really lovely to see. But I haven't done any of these out of this little book, so I'm thinking these would be quite nice to at least try and get one of these done this year. But now I'm looking at it, they're really lovely. I'd like to do a few more of them, really. That one in particular I really do like, with all the little creatures round her, little owls, little lovebirds in the tree, really pretty. And then, yeah, with the swans have all brought her little flowers, that's lovely. But yeah, dream coloured princess postcard book. It looks like fairy tales to me though. That one I haven't touched. I also haven't touched this one, which I think is Kameliya. This one is, again, it's quite a mix. You don't get coloured versions in this one. The back here, you get little, these have got perforations for a little 4-way cards. They look like they're little gift tags on the back, if you see. So you could use them as that. I probably won't. And then you get back into the bigger sheets. These are kind of A5 size-ish. Oh, it looks like I have started one in Albert Durers. I didn't know I'd started one. I don't think Albert Durers are working particularly well in here, looking at it. So we will leave a little page marker in there, I think. Looks like I've wet them, so they clearly take watercolour quite nicely because it's not gone through, it's not lumpy. So maybe watercolour would be nice in these. Clearly that's what I've tried. I have no recollection of, oh, it looks like I've used a Prisma as well. I don't like whatever I've done in it so far, but we'll see. Hummingbirds, more flowers. Two little, oh, these little half ones again, A6 size. That's quite nice. Back to front. But I was thinking, I'm a bit of a chicken when it comes to Kameliya. I don't touch the 2 books that I have very often. So I thought maybe if I get more comfortable with working in this little postcard book, I might feel a bit happier to work in the actual books a bit more. I think I've got one uncoloured one and one that I have done a page in the actual proper books. But there's a lot of fairy creatures, aren't there? And I think it just put me off a little bit. So maybe working in this could be a good learning curve, even if I make a mess of it. Oh, look, I've started on that as well. I don't remember doing that either. Looks like Holbeins. Deep chrome. I think I've used Holbeins with something else. No idea what I've done. Maybe getting those 2 finished would be a good start. At least this is a bit of a better start. Oh well, there you go. Had whips, didn't even know. Then this one is, I can never pronounce it, this lovely artist. I have 2 of the books already. Again, one I've worked in, one I've not. One is in my pile here to show. I really quite like this artist's work. It's very clean looking. It kind of reminds me of Erie's work, but sometimes slightly more detailed, sometimes a little bit cleaner, and the line work is a bit thinner. But yeah, I really quite like it. Like, that's cute, isn't it? Is he a little postman and he's got a post bird or something? Kind of, just really some nice little, oh, that's the same. Who knows? Looks like we're getting duplicates. Yes, we've got 2 of both of those. 2 of both of those, so you can do one and keep one for a friend, whichever you prefer. But yeah, I'd like to make a start in this one as well. I think it's lovely. Like I say, it's purely, I think this is just down really to where I've been storing these, because they're little. I didn't want them on the big shelf because they kind of get lost between books, don't they? So I made a little space just for these books, but then I never go over there to select them, so I'm thinking maybe putting them in as part of this might give me a bit more emphasis to make sure I'm picking one every month and try and make sure I'm doing one every month. There is 16, I think it's 16 dream rooms. They're like all little hobby rooms. Again, these are halves, so they're 2A6 ones. So this looks like some kind of crystal person that likes crystals. Then we've got someone that likes dragons. I'm not sure I want to share a house with someone that likes dragons. Someone that likes books. Look, this is what my room looks like. It doesn't really, but witchy room. Someone that likes making socks. That'll be a handy neighbour. Musical room. No idea. Someone that likes ship bells, that likes sailing. I'm not sure. Looks like all nautical equipment, doesn't it, looking at the side. Someone that likes dancing, ballet, teddy bears. Also cute. Some kind of fairy things, fairy houses, fairy costumes. Lamps, lighting, looks like kind of Tiffany glass, something like that, doesn't it? Mermaids, things from the sea. Something like Hawaiian, I'm not sure, tropical. Painter. Is this cooking? It's a sweet shop, something like that, not sure. And someone that likes growing things. But again, quite cute. Still not worked in it. Had it a while. No excuse. This one I've had a long time. This I think I got from Ali. Have I translated it? I don't think I have. Oh, I have. Alice's Dream World by Geo. Someone I can't pronounce. Alice's Silk Dream Tour. Clearly it translates as a few different things. I think the issue, this has been in my work bag, which is why, I don't know if you can see, it has had a little bit of a hard life and I've still not coloured in it. This I find a bit tricky because I find it a bit small. Like when you look how small some of this is, I find it a bit tricky with my eyesight, I think. Some of these are a little bit bolder, like that feels doable, that's okay. Like what is in these jars, it's so faint and it's tiny, especially when you're getting into little bits down here. So I think some of it, I think I would have liked it a bit bigger. Like these are so small in some of these sections, and it does kind of, when I'm flipping through it, it does kind of make me think, oh, I don't think I can. But then there are bigger ones in here, and I think I just have to say to myself, right, do the ones that have got the larger illustrations that you feel more comfortable with, because there are some lovely illustrations in this book. Like that is beautiful. I just wish it was bigger. Like the detail in it is just even with my camera, the detail with it is, yeah, a bit crazy. But I think that's what I've kind of decided. I like it. I think it's a lovely book. I wish it was bigger, but I'm just gonna, like, I quite like these little cards. They're nice as well. I think I'm just gonna do, like, that one's okay as well. That gets a little bit small up there, but in the main, I think that's workable. And that one's pretty as well, isn't it? Little girl in the flowers, ruining those flowers, lying all in them. This bit I like. This is getting a bit small again. This, again, it's lovely, but background, oh, terrifying. That one's quite doable, I think. So I think I've just decided I'm going to do the ones that I feel comfortable with the size on, and not worry too much about the ones that terrify me. And if they never get coloured because they're so small, well, that's the way of it. I've got what I wanted out of it, and that's all that matters, isn't it? It is a lovely book. I'll give you the ISBN just in case you're going to try and find it. I have no idea where that QR code takes you. Go at your own risk. But I did get it from Ali. I've seen it around and about though. I think I have seen it on Etsy. It was on quite a bit last year. And then my final one is Little Forest Girls colouring book postcard book. I've no excuse because this one has been in my colouring plans lately and I still didn't do it. I don't know why. It's super cute. They're only little A6s. They're seasonal. They're very easy to do. I don't know what it is with my APOL books. Every APOL book that I have is uncoloured. And I was hoping this would kind of smooth me into their work a bit. I think I kind of have to be hard on myself and go, no, colour one this month. Even if it's disaster, colour one this month. Come on, come on. Well, not this month because it's not in my picks, but that's cute, isn't it? And the jammies. And the little jammies. They are lovely and they're small and tiny. I have no excuse. I don't know what it is about these little books. Maybe it is because they're little. I don't know. But I've got 6 of those postcard books. So I'm using those as 6 of my picks for my 25. And then whilst I was rooting through my other tub of postcards, because I have some kind of Hannah Carlson postcards and... Oh, hello. My lip balm deciding to jump off the front there. Fortunately not into shots. I noticed for some reason I'd put this I Love Bees book in with my postcards and I totally forgot that it was there. I have not coloured in it apart from, as you might have noticed, this little flag where I've started that whole huge amount of the bee. I quite like doing a bee page. I'm blaming Kay. I keep seeing her bee pages and it keeps making me want to do some bee pages. But this is really cute little bee book. Got a couple of butterflies, we've got some mushrooms, bit of honeycomb. Nothing too difficult, quite easy little colourings. That's a little bit small. But lots of really good little pages in here. So I thought, actually like that one's calling to me a bit. I quite like the little bee cake, that's cute. That's nice, isn't it? With a bit of blossom around it as well. Just very different styles. That's lovely as well. Maybe a bit samey, but you could do them slightly different colours, couldn't you, to make that a bit more interesting. Again, it's only a wee little book. Obviously, I need to start here and finish that one off, but I don't even know when I got this, but I certainly haven't touched it for a long time. So I Love Bees, only again a weeny tiny one. So I've got kind of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books that are really small and not too difficult. Then you might have noticed from my oh, I can't pick them up, they're so heavy. Oh. From my little journal, wherever I just ditched it to. I've run out of space on here. So the beginning of my journal is Hannah Carlson, and I have quite a lot of Hannah Carlson, as you might imagine. I have 4 of her artist edition books, and I kind of got those very early on in my colouring journey, and to be honest, at that time I hadn't realised that these were slightly different to the normal editions. I kind of thought, oh, it's the same book but it's on better paper, which it isn't. I have got one because there's one that I haven't worked in. So I don't know if you've ever seen these. I know these are extremely difficult to find now. I did just get the 4 that I have off Amazon at the time, but I hadn't realised that this isn't the whole book. So it's on this kind of, it's very, very thick. It's very difficult to, it's basically a card stock that it's on. It's very thick card, very smooth, and obviously it will take lots of different things. But I hadn't realised that those were different to the normal kind of standard edition. So I've worked in my Summer Nights one of this artist edition. I've done a few pages. I've done some in the other ones, but I haven't then worked in the actual one. So Summer Nights is in my little pile here because I've worked in the artist edition one, but not in the actual real edition one. I have got a little whip, as we'll see. Let's see what it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, it's such a huge amount of work. So clearly at some point I've realised, oh, actually I haven't worked in this book, and started this one. I might carry on with this one next month in February because it is a lovely page, isn't it? I don't know whether I'll do the bird side at the same time, but I haven't actually worked in Summer Nights other than that, starting to put a bit of shadow onto the face. as a base. Other than that, this entire book is uncoloured, and obviously it is beautiful. And it seems like quite a waste not to do some in this, so I'd love to do some more in this. In my head I was kind of, oh no, I'll finish Magical Dawn first and then I'll work in these 3 that I've got out for this, but that's just ridiculous. It's going to take me all my life to finish Magical Dawn. And look, another lovely B page. So I thought, no, this is ridiculous, I need to be working in all of these and do the bits that I want to do in them. I think I've done that one, rings a bell, from in my artist edition, and there are a few in here that I have worked. I think I did. Is there a big fish? I have a vague idea that I did a big fish in my other book. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one, but there's some lovely pages, isn't there? Little cat in a kind of acorny leaf hat. That one I think I have worked. I'm not sure what in there. Maybe I've done that in the book, I don't know. But I've definitely done that in something. That I've definitely done in my artist edition. That's a stunning piece, but that's going to take some work. I think I've done him in my artist edition. Ugh, I won't be doing him. You might accidentally get painted out with something else. Ooh, there's a big owl page. See, this is what I mean. I've kind of not really looked through these ones, which is ridiculous. So yeah, Summer Nights definitely in my pile to be worked on, and I'm actually quite looking forward to it. Daydreams I have worked in my main copy, the normal copy, but I've only got this little whip that you probably saw a little bit earlier. I think I've inked the background looking at it, so I think this is liquid ink from pens that then I've watered down and bled everywhere as a background, and I kind of quite like it. I might put a little bit of metallic behind it, or I might save the metallic for his little wings, but I'd like to finish that whip off. And what else have we got in here? But there's quite a lot of insects, I think, from memory. So yeah, a few butterflies, a few birds, more insects. That's not filling me with excitement. Lovely owl. But I think I'd definitely like to finish that whip, at least in this book, and maybe another one in this one, just to get this book going as well, because it's lovely, it's not easy to find, and it's a shame that it's just sat there on the shelf. It's got lovely paper, I've got no excuse, so that's definitely on my list. And then the other 2 of her books, which are uncoloured completely. Disgraceful behaviour, I know. Soulmates, again, really lovely. I think because this is mainly doubles, isn't it, Soulmate? Because you've kind of got the lady and then whatever the thing is. I'm not describing that very well, am I? But I haven't done any in this one. I'd like to make a start in this one as well, and I do really enjoy her work. These particularly do call to me, and I I'm okay with doing these completely different, so I could do her 1 month and her bunny friend another month. I think that's okay. That would be quite nice. This is also lovely. They're just a little bit different, aren't they, these ones? I've seen that one done so many times. The Harry Potter version. What's that? Peacock. A peacock lady. I've not seen that one done so much. The lady that's hiding in the flowers with, what's this? Oh, a chameleon. Oh, 2 chameleons. I suppose that does make sense, doesn't it? So yeah, I've not done any in these. Another amazing image. Oops. Some of which I've seen done loads. Obviously, it's quite a old book, isn't it? But I've not done any in that one, and same with Seasons. I haven't done any in this one. The paper feels much better in that one. Oh, because that one's a Muss one. Yeah, this paper does not feel as nice. It's not as thick at all. Maybe that might be job number 1. Hunt out a better copy of this before we start. Because paper matters if you're going to be chucking lots of things at it. But yeah, this one I don't know as well, certainly. Just flicking through. I don't think I've seen as much of this done as much as the other one. But again, some lovely portraits, but this is lovely with all the strawberries in her hair. I do like a Hannah Carlson portrait every so often. They take me quite a bit of time, but I do like them when they're finished. Another really lovely book, isn't it? So definitely I'm adding all of that Hannah Carlson to my pile. The other one, again, this is a whip. My second Tomislav Tomic book. The first one I have done a double in. It took, I think I did it over summer. It did take me an age. This is a stunning book. I have started on this. I'm going to take the magnetic off though, because the weight does affect the pages. It looks like I've started in my Holbeins and a little bit of paint, which I'm not totally loving, but I quite like to get this page finished. No, there's a lot of work down here, definitely. These are going to take quite an age, these little flowers, which is no doubt why I started on the flowers, to try and... I kind of feel if I get all this bit done down here, the rest is a lot easier to work. But this is enough to give you nightmares, isn't it? And his books are so beautiful, but they are very detailed. And I've got to be in the mood for a bit of detail, but I think I'd like at some point, even if I just do in a little bit every month or so, to try and at least get that page finished. This book I think is a little bit easier in that it's single-sided, which I think is why I started in the other one, although that's not so easy page, is it? Well, it's tiniest buildings on a huge mountain. But it's beautiful, isn't it? The paper's good in it. There's no excuses. I need to get on with it. Absolutely stunning book. That's a beautiful page. Yeah, these are the kind of books, though, that you just pick up when you want to go to sleep at night. Have a look through. Feel a lot more relaxed. I'm not even going to go there. Tomislav Tomic, the single-sided version of this one. Lovely book. Love it. Then, other books that I have not coloured in. I do not colour in Johanna Basford very often at all. Both of these are uncoloured. I don't know what it is about her. I have got rid of a few of my Johanna Basford. Some of the older stuff I've got rid of. Secret Garden, whatever the foresty one was, I've got rid of that. I didn't get the most recent one, although there are pages in it I quite like. I just know I won't colour in it. But these, I kind of felt like I should get. Small Victories I bought before Christmas sometime. I still haven't done anything in it, even though I quite like little ice cream page is cute, isn't it? I don't know. I kind of just feel like it doesn't excite me. I think that's possibly what it is. They're great little drawings. I see them an awful lot on social media, let's be honest, and I think that does always put me off a little bit. If it's something I've seen, 50 times, I think, what am I going to do that's different with it? It's kind of been done to death. That doesn't excite me quite so much. But there are some nice pages in here. It's maybe a book that I should have in my work bag, so I could just do a little butterfly while I'm having my cup of tea in the morning, while all is quiet, when no one else is in, because I go in at silly o'clock in the morning. I could get little bits and pieces of it done. I don't know what it is about it. I didn't buy it for ages, and I kind of think I was probably right not to. I like the dragons. They're a bit different, aren't they? I quite like the birds as well. They're, again, a little bit different for her. I get a bit flowered out. I quite like the ice cream. There are pages I'll do, but I think for this book, it's I either work in it this year or that's on the way out. This one I think is a lovely book. Ivy and Inky Butterfly. It's a bit of a different idea, isn't it? The drawings, I don't know, they excite me a little bit more than that book does. Like the dragons, there's a little kind of mouse rat, I'm not sure what he is. There's a little bit more going on with it, isn't it? Obviously it is a story, it feels more like a story. But I'd like to start in this year. yeah, I think it's a nice idea. I quite like some of the drawing in this one more than some of the other books that I have. But again, she's not someone I go to on the shelf very often. I don't know why that is. She's just not one of my favourite illustrators. I think it's that simple. But this book I do like these little, they always feel like a shield or something, don't they? I do like some of that. And the fact it's a story. Got some little characters. She doesn't tend to draw characters very much, does she? So yeah, I think this book is nice. There's a little bit of different things in it. Look at this page. Wow. That's going to take a while. This book excites me more. I think that's definitely true than this one. This is definitely more my thing. I don't know why I haven't started. I kind of want to do the colour. The cover. Kind of feels like it needs doing, doesn't it? This one I think is more likely for me to actually do some of it. This one, I don't know. I'm still on the fence a bit with it. We'll see. We'll see. Then, I did mention this book earlier. So this is Dream Store by someone I can't pronounce. Again, it's been in my colouring plans many times. But somehow, I think because these are quite big pages, I do get a bit lost in it. But again, it has that kind of really beautifully drawn, simple style to it. The lines are not overly thick, but there's a lovely amount of detail in all these different shops that she's going to and places she's visiting. But they are quite complicated, and I think that's what puts me off. I think the time involved. It's quite smooth paper, this. I think I did use a bit of acrylic paint in the other book by this artist, and that was okay, but I don't know if we'd get away with watercolour, because it does feel quite thin paper, but it is a Japanese copy, and generally Japanese paper is quite good with watercolours. Maybe I need to have a bit of a test. This is quite a nice kind of equipment page. That might be a nice soft start in, mightn't it? I quite like these little clocks and watches and things. Lovely little store, cobbler's shoe shop. But yeah, it's a lovely book, and I've picked this out many times to do, and the sewing stuff, and the little lady sewing. I think it's a lovely book. I never seem to get to it. I think because they're big. I'm not very good with these big square books. They slightly intimidate me, and they do take me ages. But I would like to try and make a start in this book this year if I can. And another one that, again, I keep picking and I keep not doing it. This is a beautiful book by Yoshimi Suguchi, Journey to Dreamland. I've even got markers in from when I was picking another of the times. Let's take them out because they do damage the edge of the paper. Stunning book. Really beautiful drawings in this book. Some absolutely stunning pages. And there's some nice coloured versions. Let's get past the... This, I think, is a lovely page. This I keep wanting to do, even though it's detail crazy. It is lovely. But yeah, even if I start just somewhere simple, I think Kay's done this page and it's amazing. But yeah, I perhaps need to pick somewhere simple to get used to what the paper's like and what I want to use on it. Was that an owl that is a fish? Did I just see there? Yeah, it's an owl face and a fish body. Of course it is. Maybe this would be a nice soft in. Could just gel crayon on the background, couldn't I? That would be quite quick. And a good way of starting in this book, even if it's not the most excited of pages. This, I think, is beautiful as well. There's the owl again. Yeah, very nice book. So, Journey to Dreamland, also one that I would love to start in. Then I've picked one that I really like working in. I've done two in this already, but I would like to do a little bit more in it. So I've done that one last year, and I've done that one last year. I think I've done these in whole binds. They seem to work quite nicely on this book. It's a stunning book. I love it. It's quite silly. It's really lovely pages. I really enjoy it. And yeah, it seemed I'd like to do some more in it. And I thought adding it into this pile just makes me remember it's there. It doesn't get lost in the bookshelf. I think it's a great book. Desert Fox Mysterious Travel Colouring Book by Sigome Park UMB. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I think there are some more Desert Fox books. And the next time, maybe when I order from Aladdin, I may get the other one because I do think this is lovely. I have had a page that fell out, this later one. I don't know why, but that has completely come out. But my other page, this one didn't. I don't think I did anything different, but I'll just bind it if it carries on. But love it. Want to do a bit more in it. Okay, and the next one is a book. Again, when I was looking through it on the shelf, I couldn't believe I'm not coloured in it because this is a beautiful book. Hey Mr. Rabbit, Why Are You Running? By Amy Shen. Mine is a Korean version. Again, it's been in my plans many times. Another square book. I definitely have issues with square books, but it is absolutely lovely. Got lovely coloured versions at the back. Most of them don't have a coloured version though, but I just quite like some of the humour in it. There's some really nice pages. It's not really too complicated either. I just don't know why I've not coloured in it. It needs a good crack to flatten it a little bit. But look, cute little Pinocchios. Cute. There's just some really, I love the telephone. I think that's really nice, and it's kind of in a tree. I think that's a really nice page. It's a little bit patterny for me in places, but I think I'll just work over the patterns where I see them and I'm not comfortable with them. Also, lovely page. It's just got some really nice, I'm not sure, realistically, am I going to colour a chicken? Food page, probably not for me, but everything else I do quite like these little foxes. Can hear me so sophisticated, he's having his glass of wine. She's opening a Prezi. This is lovely. It's just a really lovely book. I just don't know why I've not coloured in it. So hopefully having it in this pile will keep it a bit more obvious on the shelf. I'm going to put them all together in one particular section. And try and pick them out a bit more often, hopefully. Maybe just do a little bit here and there, and then whether they're in my selections for the month or not. Love how that little fox's tail is drawn in on there. But yeah, another lovely, lovely book. Hey Mr. Rabbit, Why Are You Running? By Amy Shen. ISBN is there if you want to try and find it. Again, I've no idea how easy to find this was. I think this was a book depository buy. It has a really lovely, like, soft sheen cover. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Then, complete contrast, I have got out 2 of these. I have put myself on a ban of buying any more Kameliya Angelkova. I don't have loads of them at all. Oh, that was handy. I actually opened on the page. But as you can see, I coloured in the Halloween one. I have coloured in my Christmas one, which is in a different section in my list because Christmas are all together. I've coloured in the Christmas one quite a bit. It was in my January colouring plans if you want to see it. I think I've done 3 or 4 in that one, but I've got Farmer's Miniatures, Mythical Miniatures, and what's the other one? Ocean, that I haven't coloured in at all. I don't think I'm loving the Ocean. I'm thinking it might be on its way out. But these 2 are very cute. I haven't coloured in either of them, which feels like a bit of a crime. I still wish she did these in a small version. because they do feel like they're a slightly bit too big, aren't they? And there's a lot of space around them. I think these in a square 8x8 would be amazing. I think they'd work really nicely and they'd be a bit better size. But I am using my markers a lot more now because I've been doing a lot more of the little 8x8 square books, and I've had a reorganise of my markers, which I'll talk more about when I do my Christmas and birthday haul video. So I'm thinking I'm going to use my markers more, so I did want to put these in so that I use my markers in these a bit more, because they are cute, they're lovely books, they feel a bit summery, these two, yet to work in, which is why I've got the winter one and the woodland one, I think, in my current colouring plans. But I'd like to try and colour in these two because they're both untouched and they need working in. Another book that I'm thinking I use my markers in, this is my only book by Daria. I think I have a Colouring Heaven version of hers, and I've had this one quite a while. So Cool and Beautiful Fun Fantasy Grayscale, colouring book 7. I don't know why I plumped for this one in particular, and I don't know why I got the grayscale one, because in the main I don't love doing grayscale. Why did I get the grayscale one? What an idiot. I should have just got the line work one, because I do prefer working line work. I don't like some of the heavy grey in it. Let me get my Colouring Heaven version. I might swap to the Colouring Heaven one. Oh, hold on. Maybe that is the problem, why I've not coloured in that. Yeah, I'm going to be naughty and swap that one out of my 25. I'm going to swap this one in, because I do like her drawing. I think it's really cute, but I find this grayscale a bit too much. It's a shame, because that is a nice book. Let me double check. Sorry, not being decisive. It just kind of feels like it's already been done to me. I'm like, what am I adding to it? Because it's already kind of finished and it's beautifully done. Whereas these feel like there's a bit more scope for me in there. Yeah, I think I'm going to swap this one out. And I'm going to go Little Cuties Daria instead of that one. I think this feels like something I more want to have a go at. And there's a bit more me in there, not just hers completely. So yeah, I'm going to do this one instead. Little Cuties Special by Daria. Cute. And a Colouring Heaven, which I do need to work in. Okay, we've got 4 left, so we're nearly at the end. What time are we on? We're not doing too bad. This one was new to me in 2024. I have done a double in here. I did that lovely page last year. Super golden markers. I'm getting some more because I nearly ran them out doing all of this. But yeah, I do love those pens. Just the sheen on them is just outstanding for a pen. But yeah, I like this book. I enjoyed that page immensely. I don't colour a huge amount of Rei Burman. I don't know why, but this book does appeal in places. Some of it's maybe not for me, but a kind of a bit more of a summer vibe. Insects, she says, getting to a kind of autumny page. I don't know, it's just some nice pages in here, aren't they? These are nice little acorn houses. They don't feel like they're too scary. Yeah, I think I'd like to do a bit more in this. Like, I quite like these little insects and the flowers. That'd be a nice double. I'd like to do a bit more in here. These are quite funny. Little snails with houses. Yeah. And this book has taken, like, this is all watercolour inside this kind of frame. So it did get quite wet. And it's taken it so well, this book. The paper in these Rei Burman books is really good quality paper, isn't it? This I really do quite want to do as well. It's simple, but you can really play about. You know me, I do love a bit of metallic paint and playing about with different effects. So you can kind of, don't need to worry too much in this book. You can do a little bit more. So the microscope on the land, I think, isn't it, this one? The world under the magnifying glass. I thought it was microscope. Either way, magnifying glass, microscope, I'm so sure someone will correct me. The land one, I have the sea one as well, but I think I prefer this one. I want to do a bit more in that one this month. And then I have 2 books that, again, I'm naughty, I haven't coloured in. I've got the one that I've bought from Lily in my January colouring plans, and I think that is my favourite of this set. But these both Tacky books. I think one is opera and the other one is I think this one's fairy tales. Again, they're really beautiful books. They're a little bit small in the detail for me on some of these pages, and I think that is what puts me off. But look at that page, it's so beautiful. She's got like a little bubbly necklace on and it runs through her hair as well. You've got a dolphin. There's some really beautiful drawings in these books. And that's a beautiful winter one, isn't it? I'm very tempted to do that for February. Excuse my doorbell if you can hear it in the background. Yeah, I'd like to do a bit more in some of these because I've not started in them. They're stunning pages. Really beautiful. Both lovely books. I just need to, again, kind of get over my fears about them a little bit. And I'm guessing this is going to be really good paper because it's Japanese paper again. So hopefully I can use a few different medias in here. Oh, swans in the sky. She's lovely as well. But yeah, again, I think these are quite small books on my bookshelf because these are, I think these 8x8. I'll get a normal 8x8 that I've been working on. Are they a little bit bigger? They're just a tiny bit bigger, aren't they, than a standard kind of Amazon 8x8. But they have, I've kind of got them in the Japanese section on my bookcase, so they kind of get a bit overpowered by the books around them. They kind of get lost in between, obviously, with the amount of books I have. Yes, I know. That's a nice mermaid page as well, isn't it? That's beautiful. I'm not a huge mermaid colourer, but there are some stunning pages in these. That's lovely as well, with all the animals round. That was similar in the postcard book, wasn't it, I think? But yeah, both lovely books. Got a bit lost in my collection and I'd like to unlose them and do something with them. Colours make me happy. I will ISBN both of them because they are obviously a bit tricky to find on Amazon Japan, though I'm sure if you look up the artist, this artist, he has a whole bunch of books and postcard books. He has quite a few different postcard books, one of which of mine I've actually coloured in, unbelievably. And then this is my last one. I do actually want to work in this. I started working in this last year for summer. Dreamweaver by Olivia Whitworth. This is a beautiful book. Beautiful paper, beautiful drawings, really nice idea. You're going with this lady through her dreams. It's really lovely. I quite like a dream book. I've noticed that's a recurring theme in these books that we've just been doing. But I've started this whip that I did struggle with a little bit. I think I was using my Holbein watercolours, but this paper is very strange and it did not like the watercolour. It's gone quite kind of blotchy. I don't mind it because it's a sky. I think I'm getting away with it. But then I thought, oh no, I was going to watercolour all of this and obviously the water, and thought I don't want that blotchy, although maybe blotchy on the sand might work. Maybe I will do the sand even if it does go a bit blotchy, because we kind of don't want smooth sand, do we? But I do want smooth water, so that's definitely not getting watercoloured. Or I might need to put something on here first, but I definitely want to work in this book more. It's absolutely stunning. It kind of stumped me a little bit last year, and I kind of couldn't get past, okay, I can't do that how I wanted to do it. Because it's such a big book, I didn't want to have to colour pencil all of this page because it's quite big paper and there's quite a lot of detail, so getting a base on it's quite important. But I've got a whole range of different types of markers, so I'm going to take the heavy thing off it actually, because I don't want this page getting a crease where that's sitting. Yeah, I think I need to try some different media on it to try and get more comfortable, but I do want to come back onto that page because it's beautiful, this book. It's a stunning book. It's not the easiest to find now because I think it is out of print, but Dreamweaver by Olivia Whitworth, if you can find it. Oh, I've got a silly sticker on mine, so I don't think it's showing the ISBN. Can I get that off? Looks like I've tried before. I'm sure if you look a name up, hopefully it'll come up, but unfortunately I've got a dreadful sticker on my ISBN number, so it's not going to come off. Oh, can I get a bit more, just so you can see it? Oh, why must they stick annoying stickers right where the number is? You can kind of nearly see the ISBN. If my camera's going to focus, there you go. Is it 9789784949906/4? So we've just about got there. Now I've got to get the sticky off the back of my book. Annoying. But yes, those are all of my 25. It's definitely more than 5. 25 for 2025 books that I'm going to try and work in, so that hopefully I can add another, at least another 25 onto my coloured section, and that's all I need to go over halfway. Look, new books. It's not going to stop. I've already got new books to add to that list. I just haven't got much further than that, building up my journal. I love my books. It is what it is. I'm still going to keep buying them, but the problem I've got now is that I don't have any more room for any more books. So books in means some books have got to go out. And that I find much, much, much more difficult. Letting them go than buying them is much harder. Anyway, hopefully some of these books might be interesting to you. Hopefully I'll get some of these worked on. I feel much more kind of like I know where my collection is now because I've done a bit of organisation. I'm not much of an organiser, especially when it comes to my hobby, because it's supposed to be fun. I'm not much of a goal setter. If I get it done, I get it done. If I don't, I don't. It really doesn't matter to me that much. This is for fun. All my books are for fun. I get a huge amount of pleasure from my books. Even books that I don't colour, I like looking at. Anastasia Kolarevas, her books I get off the shelf a lot. Look at them, imagine what I could do with them, then put them back, terrified. You have to have a challenge somewhere in your collection, don't you? And I have a whole section that I would describe my challenge books. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it was interesting and I've not waffled on too much about a million different books. I hope you're having a great time and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.